Okay, couple of packages from the international set. I'll open these babies up and see how well they were packed. Box cutter here. I think I need this, but some pretty good quality stuff here so far. Interesting. Good. In case you haven't figured this out yet, I'm going to go ahead and experiment with the digital readout from over across the pond. This is on a totally okay, it's on me. I didn't I have no knowledge of this company before I bought from them. But I do have knowledge of doing business with China, so I wanted to try this stuff and find out exactly what it's about. So far I'm liking what I'm seeing here. So, took a shot in the dark, and I'm interested to see what we got. The packing was, there's no dents, scratches, misconfigured stuff. Everything seems, you know, packed in foam. After coming thousands of miles, it's in pretty good shape, it appears. So, what is this part of it? Okay, here's an arm, cast parts. Decent quality stuff. You know, we're going to get a standard cable. This is a lot heftier than I thought. And it looks yep. This like good quality merchandise here. A little oversized operator manual and what you generally get. So far I'm I'm impressed. These are raised. Good feel. Good feel. Okay. This means we're going to have to set this up. I'm going to set this up before I put it on the machine. I had the Kearney Trecker HL in mind for this thing. And I ordered these glass senders. I got a mental block, what they call, but the lengths according to the table movements and the knee movements on that HL. That thing is so accurate that I just thought it'd be fun to have this thing. I couldn't justify the expense of a $2,000, $1,600, $2,500 unit. But what you're looking at here right now is a complete 3-axis system, fully functional with all of the functions that you would normally find on a DRO, delivered right now to my house, $361. And I'm telling you, this quality is excellent. I needed one of these readouts or these senders for the one that's on my rotary head 2D, and pricing these things, just trying to get a replacement one of these for that was in the neighborhood of $300. And here I've got the whole three-way system, and this thing has some heft to it too. This is no joke. This is an interesting project. This is going to be. Okay. All right. Well, the packing was good. Everything arrived in good shape. No problems. We'll come back to this in a while. Just a note. This manual. This thing. I thought it was going to be in 6 languages or something. Totally in English, and I mean first quality, just like a well-published book here. I had found this on the internet and printed it out in oversized, thinking I didn't know if I was going to get a manual like this. But I found a manual online, and this is just, amazing. So far, I'm very impressed. Well, here we are. It's the HL. I've got it all the way up. I'm trying to mark off travel here. Get on the other side of the light. What I did was, there are two kinds of stops here. these stops, this one right here is an adjustable stop. You see right there is the automatic stop right there. When it gets to that, those are permanent. So this one here is an adjustable stop. And I took that out of there because that slot goes all the way down from top to bottom. I'm planning on putting a aluminum plate in here. This isn't exactly it, but you know, it's like that. Stand it off away from there to mount a linear scale on it. I've got a linear scale I'm going to put on a 3-axis on this. That would be the Z-axis. The Y, the X-axis actually, is should be pretty simple. I've got the full length of the back of it. I'm going to lose about an inch of travel in the back here to mount the linear scale. I can put the scale on here and mount the reader right there on the bottom, the transducer, whatever it is, and this is an easy one. Okay, that'll cover my X-axis. My Z-axis I think is going to be pretty easy. I marked off a couple of spots here now where these points are. So right in the center, this is center, but that's the center of the travel on the Z-axis. So what I can do is I can put a couple of standoffs in here and put the transducer out here. What I was going to do at the same time is try and figure out putting the scale maybe on that same plane across there. Put a standoff out here and use the same standoff to mount one going in this direction. Okay. And then I figure I can loop down around. I've got this plate here, the lock for the ways. I think I can take a 1-inch piece, 1/2 inch, 1 inch, bring it around this, and mount the transducer on that. And that'll give me the 3 axes. But what I'm doing now is measuring and studying. But I think if I put the standoffs on this side, if I get over on the other side, it's fun to get this thing all the way up in the air. You don't realize how far up that thing goes. Wow. But I've seen one mounted on this side. They mounted the Y-axis here on this at this point. I may do it on this side. It appears to be you still got the same problem over here. How to just gotta concentrate on this here for a minute. How to mount that. And then if I ever do put a low lead in here, find one in the junk pile someplace, that might mess with it too. So I think if I keep everything over on this side, be my best bet. But right now we're contemplating. I figure if I talk about it, and this thing, I'll be able to figure it out. This one, by the way, the other one of these, there's one for the front here, and this one here goes for the table stop on the Z-axis. So, all right, we'll be considering here. All right, I made a standoff here. Weld a little a nut on the 7/16 rod, and the purpose is we're going to mount the digital readout linear scale, okay, for the Z-axis right here. I'm going to mount it on these studs like so, and then that's what I'm putting studs in there now for. The thing I had to worry about is these two brakes here and here. They have to clear. That won't be a problem. They'll be moving up and down, so that'll be all right. And then this is the automatic shutoff, and that engages these studs that are permanently mounted here. Well, these nuts are going to be passed on both ends. These will be 20 inch. These studs will be 20 inches apart, and the linear scale measures 18 inches. The distance between these 2 points here, the 2 studs that are built into the machine. So as a result, this will be passing up and down behind the aluminum plate like this, and everything should clear after I get that mounted. The scale will be mounted on this plate, and now I have to build a standoff here for the reader part of it, and I'm going to encompass that in a plate that will also go across and be the y-axis, and then of course the x-axis I'm going to mount right on the back of the mill here, and that'll be I'll probably lose about 1 inch back here at the end. Of the travel here, so that's where we're headed right now so far. But yeah, these studs, they should work out fine. They'll be 20 inches apart, and they'll hold the 1/4 inch aluminum plate that the linear scale will be mounted to. Now my original thought was go ahead and put this transducer on the back side like so, and then catch it from behind. But now putting it in like that so that those dogs or those clamps clear, I moved it too far back. The other thought was, well, let me just flip it over, and of course if I flip it over, they run into those dogs for locking the ways. Alright, so that leaves me with halfway. Alright, if I put it halfway, put a hole in there halfway, that might give me enough space to utilize the plan on the back side to make the transducer move up and down the linear scale and catching it from behind. The big deal is I don't want, I'm trying to keep the open end away from where the oil splashes and everything. But that's about right there. That's a chance right there. I think if I center that, I got the best of both worlds. But now that's my other problem. Now I've got no place to bolt. I have no place to bolt it on. If I put it in the center, you can see if you have it to the outside, you got a place for a nut. You put it on the inside, you got a place for a nut. But if I put it right in the center, I got no place for the linear scale to bolt up. The linear scale will bolt to the aluminum, but the aluminum plate, I've got no way to secure it to the machine. So I'm going to have to build some brackets that are out and away from here. Alright, back to the drawing board. Fun stuff. Okay, a little modified design here. Alright, instead of a one piece, we went back to I took some 1/2-inch pieces, cut them, extended them. Now in order to make room for the linear scale, I've come up with 1-inch spacers that will allow travel behind in this area here, between here and here, for the piece of metal that's going to be attached to the transducer. So that piece of metal can slide through here. There's enough room in between. I got a 1/2 inch between the back of the linear scale and this nut. So I'll mount these on here like so. One on the bottom, one on the top, like this. Alright, the scale will mount on top of here, and it can mount forward or back, whatever we need to do in order to make room for the transducer down there. Then I can attach, I can bring the plate it's going to be attached to the transducer. I can bring that in behind here. That can catch the transducer from the back side and then slide up and down like so, and there'll be space in between. That's what I like about designing stuff from scratch. You have to make a few changes here and there, but I think we're on the right track here now. I'll attach these 1-inch square 6061s to the other piece of aluminum. Then when they are attached, then I'll make a hole to mount the linear scale right into this one. And that should give me plenty of room now and clearance. Once I mount this up, then I'll be able to take the other dimensions for this combination piece that's going to go in here, which will be the mount for the linear scale for the x-axis, and it'll extend underneath this linear scale, the Z linear scale, and pick up from the back side. It'll pick up the transducer and slide up and down inside of it. What I'm trying to do is minimize the amount of oil and chips and so forth that flies into the area of the linear scales. Once I get these two set up, then I'll tackle the easy stuff, which is supposed to be easy. You know, always save the easy part for last, but we never know what's going to happen. But that'll be that should be just a couple of shims and mount it up there. So moving right along here, folks. Okay, here they are. 2 peas in a pod. Get those babies mounted on here now, and we can mount the drill and tap this to mount the linear scale, and that'll be our kind of our key point where we can measure off and start setting up all the rest of it once we get this one in. Alright, let's go over and put it on there. Okay, let's see, there's we've got those things in place. Those are temporary nuts on it. We'll put lock nuts on there. This is all, now we're in a point now where we can set up everything for you get the scale. All right. Let's see if I can hang on to this and set this up at the same time. Okay. Basically, here's where we're at. Okay. Now, let's leave this off to the side. Now, down here you can see there's going to be plenty of space in between the back of the scale and those nuts. If I mount this in the center about there, okay, now you can see there's plenty of room for the transducer to slide up and down. And what we're going to do, see if I can set this here. I've got the light set up so that I can see what I'm doing. It's using my tripod is what I'm trying to say. So now we'll be able to run that transducer by let's see if I can set this over here. Okay. Now what I plan to do is run the bar in from here and operate that transducer from the backside. So, as you can see, now just imagine that we're down here with the transducer and we stick the bar in between there, and these two little holes that you see out here in the transducer, the squared off holes, I think those are for nuts or something, but anyway, those two holes will they'll be through screws through those holes and into a bar that will be right back here. Now that bar will go up like so to the top and on back down. That's how the transducer will move. There'll be a bar approximately here where my hand is, centered on this piece here, and that bar will serve two purposes. It will be the bar going across this way that will be the mount for the y-axis, and it will also, on this end where my hand is, it'll come out here and it'll catch the transducer, that little piece there, and it will move the up and down as the z-axis moves up and down. So it'll be a two-fold bar, part z-axis, part x-axis. I think this solves all the problems for the mounting now for the z-axis. I have plenty of room for that transducer now, and the open edge of the linear scale is towards away from the work action in the oil and chips. So I think we're gonna be right on the money here. We'll just have to drill and tap, mount that one, and make the mounts back there permanent with lock nuts. And then we can start measuring off of this piece, off of this this scale here, to set up the X, and then the Y, and then of course the X is just self-explanatory. That just runs off the back. Okay, good day's work on this one here.